Bring it back.
Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Oriental Empires. So, if you remember last time, things were starting to go pretty well. We managed to establish our fourth city of Shang over to the east. And then we also managed to capture the city of Zhu from the White D, I think it was. Oh no, that's the White D, from another tribe with a similar name, and occupy it. So it's giving us quite a few large cities now. This has really increased our trade power and sort of bumped up our money significantly. So now all of our sort of cities are quite heavily into trading. Places like Yin have now got lots of trade routes to work. So we're now getting a good income per turn. So I've been spending most of this money now on building up the infrastructure. I forget what I've got building where. We'll have to have a quick look. It's been a week or two since I last made an Oriental Empires video. I also noticed a few things have been updated. So, like one of the updates, I noticed that now on the unit garrison view, you could get a little iconographic for each of the units that are currently garrisoned somewhere. So at our capital, you can see we've got our army garrisoned here, and then we've got a little small garrison to all of our cities throughout. So let's flick back to the normal view, quickly check the technology. So we finished the thought technology at the last one. So we've got to have a look what we've still got to be done. So some mandate of heaven gives a good authority increase, which seems worthwhile having. So at our capital, we're not currently building anything. I think the next thing to build will probably be upgrade the city to a huge size. We've got larger walls that can be built. AO, I think, it hasn't built large walls either, so we've got to build large walls here as well. Something is being constructed at Bo. Yes, a marketplace is being constructed there. It's worthwhile having. But all in all, we've not got enough money at the moment this turn, so we might as well invest most of our money in building farmlands everywhere. Some of these places in and around AO can be converted to things like terrace farms. Shang is just converting everyone to irrigated farmland because they have access to the river. Zhu is just rebuilding farmlands after sort of a lot of its land got devastated and ravished during the conflict in which I captured it. And Jing is rapidly expanding. They will build some more irrigated farms from the river there. So other than that, nothing else to really do this turn. The army at Jing was sort of largely healed and is now marching down to sort of apply pressure onto the Shu down at Zibo. So they're going to continue to do that, but they're probably going to keep in our territories while they do so. So that's it for this turn. Let's press into the next turn. So our large army is on the move. If you remember last time as well, recently we moved into the Warring States era, so this changed things. So instead of just having peasant spearmen, we have now like units like these, like the heavy spearmen. They're not amazing, but they have improved weapons, and at least they actually have proper body armour this time, rather than just sort of pieces of cloth. So I'm pleased sort of with the progress of our units, so we can start to apply pressure on the enemy city. But we just need to wait for this turn to end. See if there's what I've got notifications. Just a few farms have been built, nothing major to worry about. But for now, I'm going to leave this army unit to garrison here outside of AO for a while before they begin to advance. So we've got 2 units of heavy spearmen there. Some of our warrior retinue, very experienced unit. We've got our general. Some trained archers, trained dagger axemen, and some more trained archers. So we've got enough archers to sort of apply sufficient pressure to burn down the walls. If we look at the rest of the cities, what's being built and what's not, I'm going to leave Bo without building anything, since I'd rather it focus most of its attention on building its market. Since it has quite a large amount of trade, I think this will give us a reasonable boost in terms of income. Since not that much of its trade comes from income, mostly from taxes, but hopefully that will go up with the addition of a market. Everywhere else is building a farm apart from Zhu, so we shall construct another farm there. We'll save up money a little bit more, and then we'll start to look at investing maybe in some potteries around here, or building more defensive walls. Nothing else to do this turn, even though that unit's not got any orders because that's healing. Straight into the next turn. Hopefully now our empire is starting to get big enough to actually sort of threaten people like the Han. which is what we want to do. We could go back to war with them, send our army in. It's certainly a possibility going forwards. We've also got the Shang to the north, which is the White D, but we're at peace with them for the moment and don't intend to break that. And we've got the Shu down to the south. I'm not sure if these people have another city located elsewhere, but for now, particularly as this place has got access to the Rhino, which gives it a good trade income, I'm just going to focus on attention on trying to capture Zhibo, and then if they do have other cities, we'll try and force a peace on them. So these units should still be healing, which they are, so we'll leave them a couple more turns, I think, before we do anything. We are starting to now get enough money to be able to afford to do other things if we want to. So I'm not sure what else there is that can be built. There's a foundry that could be built. I actually have no more building slots available, so there's nothing else that can be built here until the city gets upgraded. I can't even build a grand palace, so nothing that can be done there. Bo's still got the marketplace under construction. AO, does it have anywhere that I'd consider building? Probably not. Most of its income is from tax, not trade, so nothing that's really worthwhile building there. They've not got a bazaar, but they're such a small place it's probably not worth it. They could certainly build a pottery workshop over here in Zhu. That wouldn't do any harm, so let's build that. And anyone else who's not building any farm, like here, can start construction on another farm. Okay, press into the next turn. We're on the lookout for any bandits spawning in our territory, but none seem to be cropping up at the moment. In a couple of turns, this army should be back up to health, and then we can march on Zibo and hopefully bring havoc to the Shu. Why is this turn not ending? Ah, there we go. So, wow, what's happened here? Farm built, which is fine. The market's been built at Bo, which is good. And that has boosted external trade quite a lot. How much does that cost us? 80. I think that's probably worth the investment. We're pretty net neutral at the moment, but as the city expands, that'll be worth it. Also noticed we got locust swarm, which is producing unrest. Basically, I think it just means the crops are being eaten by locusts. Not ideal for anyone, but nothing that I can do about it really directly. So our army is still not really back up to strength. I think they're increasing, but not really getting up as quickly as I hoped they would. Yeah, we'll set that stat to sleep for now while it's doing its thing. How much money have we got? Not really enough to invest any rules like I would like to. Technology wise, everything's currently still under research. Let's just press straight into the next turn. So many Shu units are spreading out from Zhibo, so it will soon be ready to take advantage of. I should probably quickly check that I don't have any diplomatic relations with them, but as far as I'm aware I don't, so I don't think it's going to be a problem. Various farms have been finished there, so I'll have to have a look at that. I'm getting a bit of food shortage. Yeah, that's a bit of a problem, which is causing great peasant unrest. Partly because of the locust swarm, and I think the locust swarm is causing quite a lot of food shortages. So this is becoming a bit of a problem. See, I could clear land to build more farms, but clearing land creates unhappiness. But I think we're going to have to do that. It might be worth... I'm probably going to invest in... You see our income has dropped massively now because of the level of unrest that's been generated. Probably going to invest in some just a unit of 2 units of heavy spearmen, which I'm probably then going to send from my capital here to go and garrison out Bo. Because if there's a revolt, I want to be able to have enough units on hand to be able to sort of deal with any uprising. So in terms of farmland, let's keep constructing there. All these places have got enough room to continue to expand, so I should continue to do so. Here's got a lot of places. Pretty high unrest here as well. This is all down to this sort of locust swarm that suddenly seems to have hit the place, which is not doing me any favours. So, pretty much all I can do this turn. Just the farms being built. These units are slowly getting back to strength, but just not very quickly. I think to see, because one more turn, next turn we'll start to advance again. Can't wait forever. Hopefully, shortly, this turn will end and we can start to advance with our military units again. Peasant rebellion at Zhu. Right, that's not ideal. Okay. So quite a lot of light spearmen have sprang up. I would sort of say this is a bit of a disaster. How are we going to deal with this? Whether we send sort of all forces out to Bow to then try and... It means the garrison there has been lost as well, which is not ideal. So yeah, we're going to have to march the army back, aren't we? So the army is going to start to head back. The rest of the units are going to move in and garrison at Bow. I'm not sure if that's going to prevent a rebellion or if they just get lost in the event of a rebellion. It's the yellow turban. Oh, it's like, I think it's like a famous... Just as my pottery workshop got finished as well. Brilliant. So I'm now losing income because of the loss of that place. Bow is now greatly unhappy. Oh dear. So things that which started this game were going very well are now not going quite so well. But nothing we can do other than press on. We'll pass into the next turn, get our army moving back up. And hopefully we won't suffer any more rebellions before I can get the army in place to try and crush this peasant rebellion. And hopefully we won't suffer it again. So that should be it for this turn, if this turn's going to end, hopefully. I'm not sure quite where you get these lags at the end of these turns. I think it may be that other computer players are still making moves. Okay, they're going to keep pressing on. But the unrest is perhaps going down a bit now due to the sort of relatively large garrison. Suppression, yeah, suppression of 19 from part and part from the military strength. Our financial situation has at least recovered to the point of not making a massive loss. And 2 technologies have just been finished. So we can build improved walls, drain marshes, spears, crossbows, all sort of siege engines. I think we'll do high walls for now. Because I would like to further defend AO at some point still. But it's just the financial implications of that which are currently prohibiting me. So this army will march up and probably join up with some of the heavy spearmen out of Bow to march on Zhu and crush this rebellion once and for all. So let's quickly try and... Oh, I forgot technology. I forgot the knowledge technology. Only one I can pick. Yep. Okay. Go straight into the next turn. Try and get these turns done quickly so we can sort of fit in crushing, or at least starting the siege against the Zhu in this turn. I don't know why we get these lags at the end of the turn. There we go. So these people are going to need to advance further still. So this turn as well, I shall move out the 2 heavy spearmen. We'll move out to join up with the army that's going to march on Zhu, since they have access to 7 peasants, light spearmen and 1 long spearman. It's still quite a few units to deal with. Other than that, most of the cities are just going to be continue to gain farms. The plague seems to have passed. Things seem to have stabilised a little bit because there's not such a population losses at the cities anymore. Nothing to do. Straight into the next 10. Power along nice and quickly. I'm not sure why they've stopped one short. Okay, just a couple of farms built. Nothing else to report that turn. Straight into the next turn. I'm not sure whether these two units aren't quite joining together. I wonder if they have reached the maximum sort of possible size, maybe, is what's the limiting factor here. Well, I can move them up separately. One can join one part of the city and another can join another. So that can go that way and these can go here. So loot, I'm now pillaging and now burning down my own farms, which I've only just recently built. New power, not really. Hopefully there'll soon be the end of a power as we crush this rebellion. With craft, we are now into the Warring States era of crafting. We have iron casting, coated plates for armour, deeper mines. We don't have any mines yet currently built. Or increase the value of ceramics by 10%. Well, since I largely seem to like hoarding money, that's what I think we shall do. Let's check the farm situation. Certainly more farms to be built. We can build another farm at Bow. And we can start building more terraces. Yeah, these can start building some terrace farms as well. And Shang can continue to upgrade its farms to irrigation farmland. So let's press straight into the next turn, and hopefully we should start the siege. Oh, and the white D are moving at the same time. That is unexpected, because if the white D capture what is effectively my city, then we'll just be declaring immediate war against them. Kind of an unexpected development there, really. So they've got trained archers, tribal light spearmen in the bodyguard against the enemy peasants. Okay. Well, so we've got some broken out there. We've got some more loot from burning down the enemy farms, which is good. But I'm a bit worried about the potential impact of these. If these try and capture the city, that means I'm going to have to go to war with them to take back my own city, which has just been damaged by rebels. Fire has also broken out into my major southern city, which has damaged a lot of the buildings. And farms have been built over, and we've advanced into a technology. So let's do one more of the thought technologies. What have we got? Let's do court, the 5 punishments. And then basically let's head into the next turn and see what happens. Here, yeah, I know it's stacked without order. But the stack largely seems to be that we can't attack because these are too involved with the siege. I would rather the defenders actually were capable of winning this one. But it seems unlikely because these seem to be causing more casualties than they are receiving, even though these people aren't even clothed. Wow, okay. Well, I think that'll have to do for this episode, guys. I'm not sure what we're going to do going forwards about the problem with the White D. I suspect that they're going to be able to capture the city from the rebels, which is then going to result in war between myself and the White D for taking what is my city. So, things haven't gone particularly well this turn, but hopefully things will start to go better in the next couple of turns. Hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, please like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.